and the teams that were defeated last weekend, they are still in the tournament, not out just yet. They are playing in the losers bracket, as we are now displaying. So if you are a fan of those teams, do not worry, as your favorite players will get a second chance for the run.
Yeah, the only thing which I find a bit unfortunate looking at the losers bracket, so many good teams already playing against each other in the first round. You see Netherlands versus Hong Kong, you hate to see it, but one team is going to have to advance. And things like Korea versus China is like, oh, it's just sad to see. But that's just the way it goes sometimes, and this is the way it should be, and it has to be. Otherwise, we'll have this tournament on for an infinite environment, and we can't have that.
Indeed. Of course, that's tournament for you. That's competitive scene. You always have to hope that your team will advance farther and farther. But even if they don't, still support them with all your best cheers. They will appreciate it. That's what it means to be a fan, after all. But before we go any further, let's get to the match today. That's between Norway and Japan. As you can see here, Norway here on the red side, the left side, Japan on the right, the blue side. They have entered the team. The rooms. The teams have entered the room, and now they are, I believe, going to be getting into the first warm-up soon. And what do we have? This is always the most exciting part of the match, I'm telling you.
I love this map. I love this one. It's really cool and interesting to see when you have pretty much a song from Mario. I think it's Mario 64 in this case, and it's just decently well mapped and it's just fun.
Oh, it's very fun, I can tell you that right now. Oh my god. I love this song, like in the game. Like, I believe it's the racing track theme, or whatever you call it.
Yeah. It's one of the themes where you race down something, I believe.
And the race down the slide, I think that's what they call it.
People are sliding, and it's called slide. You might be onto something, Adrian.
Oh, it's lots actually, as you can see, lots of 1/4 sliders. That could be interesting.
Yeah,
that could be a little bit to do with the name of the song. Just guessing.
Yeah, well, I think the general gist of this map is a bunch of streams and mapped in a space stream way. The beginning is pretty tame, like it's not too difficult here. The spacing does pick up later on a little bit, but in the end, this is just a warm, so it doesn't really matter who plays it. But just to get a general idea of the map.
Yeah, this is very fun, actually, to be honest. I love to play this. Then again, I'm stuck here casting, not in the room playing with the players. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you could pass this one, but that's why you're a commentator, not a player.
Oh, that's gonna leave a burn mark. Yeah, but as you can see on the screen, we actually have a couple of modded players here. For those who are unaware, we have the red mod taken by Z and Barbellian, that's Hard Rock, and the green mod is called Yeezy, which actually enlarges circle size and also makes the portrait slower, so the objects are more denser on the screen. It's actually a very niche skill to have when you're talking about like high-level plays. Like, not many players can play on Yeezy, that's for sure. So it's not really easy per se. I believe you are an Yeezy player at some point, right, Force?
Yeah, well, I only play Yeezy when I'm bored or when I'm maybe frustrated with a certain skill set. And I might be more frustrated than not, so I ended up being really good at Yeezy. With an unfortunate turn of events, but currently present, we have one of the best Easy players, I'd say, Chien here, if not the best. He just really likes reading and Easy mod in general, and you can definitely see that.
He does have a very loud title of being the champion above champions. For those who know what I'm talking about, go check out his profile. It should be on his profile page.
Yeah, that's a champions above champions title because of the Shotgun Symphony map, right? Because it's the first one to see.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous FC. It's also on YouTube, so go check it out, guys. If you are
but check it out after this match. Please don't leave the stream.
After this match, of course. Stay tuned. We're just about to get started. This is the first warm-up about to be done, and whether I believe Theo's coming in from Cebu and Varvalian. That's why you see their screen kind of like frozen in time. That's kind of like what it implies. So yeah. Vento actually being the only one on Japan's side to get an A, so I believe this is actually Norway's warm-up pick. Usually you tend to perform well on your own warm-up. And we're going in with, the Japan's pick, I believe, right now. That's going to be Tori no Uta. A very, very nostalgic song for many.
Oh, are they gonna DT this? That's cool.
Oh, actually, yeah, I think Delis is suggesting a DT right now. So double time on this song. Yeah. Oh my god, that's actually very interesting. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, made by. I think that's OK Origenki. I know a bunch of his maps. They
Oh
might
yeah,
not be the
he's
best in terms of
Japanese.
polish,
So.
of polish, but intense in terms of just the map being fun and what it incorporates. It's really, really cool. Like this
I
one is
suppose.
just full of jump streams, and if it's a low BPM jump stream map in essence, and has some, I think it has some 1/6 burst. So there's a few faster bursts mixed into it. So if you double time that, those 12 bursts are gonna be really, really fast.
But I believe the players could be using this as a little bit of like a preparation for their later picks. So maybe if they thought, we're going with this, we get an early start and we can pick the double time if we do get the first pick.
Yeah, this one, it does have, I think, approach at 9 or 8.8 or something along the lines of that. So it is going to be above approach at 10 if you DT it, if you use the double time on it.
I believe 8.5 translates to AR10 already.
Yeah, 8.5 is 10, and
9 is 10.3.
9 is 10.3, and everything between is something between 10 and 10.3. But this map is, I think, definitely gonna be harder than any other double time picks in the pool. Might give something away in terms of how good you are at 10.3 maybe. But other than that, I think it's mostly just being picked because it's a pretty calm song, pretty enjoyable song, and a really enjoyable map.
Yeah, but double time throws all of those adjectives you just said out of the window.
Yeah, you're right. It makes any really calm and slow song into a hyper fast speed. Click the circles.
Yeah. Double time, after all, is one of the most popular mods in the community, I believe.
Yeah, but I think this is akin to the first one where people are picking something slightly harder than, or maybe just a lot harder than what it is just present in the map pool, just because it's a fun song, or a fun map, or whatever.
Yeah, and we're going into the Japan's warm-up pick. It's AR 8.7 on double time, so it translates to around 10.12-ish.
It's like right in between. I feel like 1.6 periodically or something along the lines.
And for those who are just wondering what are everyone and Force talking about with AR means the approach rate, how fast circles appear on the screen. As you can notice on screen, the circles appear a lot faster and disappear a lot quicker than you would. So AR10, for example, has a timing window, I believe, like 450 seconds? No, sorry, 450 milliseconds.
450 milliseconds? Yeah, that's 450 milliseconds.
So AR 10.1, let's say 10.1 here, so that would likely be 400 milliseconds. So you have like around that much time to react to and hit objects before they disappear and penalize you for it.
Pretty much every approach rate goes in steps of 150 milliseconds. So if you have approach at 10, which is 450, and then you go up to approach at 11, which I think is the fastest approach rate you have, that's gonna be up to 300 milliseconds until when it appears, and then between appearing and disappearing. So if you factor in the flat time of the human reaction time, which definitely is a bit under 300 milliseconds, but it started to get closer to it. You barely have any time to react and then aim and think about the rhythm. So in essence, that's pretty much where the human limit almost lies.
And then we do have the players in the community who just constantly update us where the human limit should be.
Yeah, and the difference between 10 and 11 is just really huge if you look at it in terms of how many milliseconds you have to react and stuff like that. While between 9 and 10, it doesn't feel like too much of a huge difference.
Yeah, you can definitely get accustomed to that, but every step after that will be a huge jump. So if you're playing double time and trying to train your way up the AR ladder, do not be frustrated. Just take your time and practice, and maybe one day you'll be surprising us with some really ridiculous high AR scores.
Yeah. Let's also talk about the other metadata stuff while we're in the warm-up. It's nothing too important to talk about. Enjoy the map in the background if you want to. You see the jump streams where you have to have a little jump right between some streams in there. Some alternate-like patterns. But yeah, down below you also have the circle size, CS, and the OD, the overall difficulty. The circle size be defining on how big the circles are. The higher the circle size is, the smaller the circles get. It sounds a bit weird if you talk about it, because you like say the circles get smaller, but the number gets bigger. So some people might be inclined to say, well, the circle size is getting bigger. So what is it? It's getting smaller or bigger? Because if the number is getting bigger, it's smaller. But if it's getting bigger, the number is smaller. Sometimes it's confusing. Let's put it that way. If you talk about it.
Well, we are a very antinomial game in that sense. Then again, we aren't really the most creative in terms of, I guess, keeping things informative.
And then there's the overall difficulty, which defines on how precise and accurate you need to be to get a perfect score on a note, like how tight the hit window is. Yeah.
For the skill we're using for the OWC, by player and community request, we are omitting all 300. So if you see a note being pressed and nothing comes out of it, no 100, no 50, that means the note is being hit with a perfect precision. That's a 300 awarded to the player.
And that's pretty much it, I believe. I mean, there's also star rating, which should, in theory, give you the objective difficulty of a map, but in some edge cases, it's just not really true. In this case, I don't think it's a 5-on-3 star map. I think it's 5-on-3 with double time, so that's around 7. So yeah. This one's a really tough map, but the BPM I think should be correct with 180. Like it's originally 120-ish.
Yes.
And you multiply the BPM, the speed of the song, by 1.5, and that's it. All right,
I know double time, but it's 1.5 times the speed.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's not double the speed, but you know, we'll take it. We'll take it. All right. So now we've got the map right in front of us. People are rolling. They're going to decide which team is going to start with their bands and their picks. Shirasaka Komi going with a 59. That's a decent roll.
That's okay. That's above average. Oh, and Hunter unfortunately lands only 20 points with his roll. So that means Japan will be able to get the second pick and the second ban and the first pick.
Yeah. So Norway banning first. So there's a lot of different brackets you can ban from no mod, hidden, hard rock, double time, free mod, and not the tiebreaker, thankfully. They're gonna ban the second double time, so they're gonna ban the longest and the hardest double time, which is Senya. Well, you can see it flashing up on your screen.
Yeah, Seihate no Kotoba, I believe, is the name of the map and the song. Senya songs are generally pretty long. If you like Toho, chances that you've heard or at least have downloaded a Senya map. So definitely, I mean, the players who know what Senya sounds like will be able to just say, "Yep, that's exactly what I would ban to," because that's long usually.
Yeah, it's mostly long, and in essence, it is mostly generic-ish. So there's nothing too spicy being thrown at you from the mapper or the map itself. No spicy rhythms or interesting concepts being understood by the mapper in different ways. It's very
and Japan is going to be banning Hidden Part 3. I feel for Mr. A1_Mighty in the chat who just suggested to pick Identity Part 3 instead. I guess he's going to be disappointed, but the players I think will have some other things in plan. And Japan will now pick Wadatsumi.
Identity Part 3 is a really straightforward good ban against Norway. I think Norway is the team to look out for when it comes to the type of map the Identity Part 3 represents. And that is low approach rate. And having a low approach rate means that the circles just disappear way slower and you have a lot more circles at once on the screen. But that's the density you talked about earlier. Where people get uncomfortable trying to follow all the circles perfectly and then still focusing on the rhythm and playing everything properly and aiming. It gets really tough when you're not used to it. And you saw GN playing easy, which increased the density by such a huge amount. It was disgusting. And he had no problems really there. And it's a straightforward bang. It's Norway. Norway is just so many good reading players.
Yeah.
But this Wadatsumi map on hard rock. Ooh. All right.
Wadatsumi it's been kind of like an old song now. I want to say it's kind of new, but then again, like we've been playing this game so long, we kind of have a skewed perception of things now. This one was mapped in 2015 and ranked in 2016, so it's about 2.5 years from now in terms of its style. Still, it's very reminiscent of that era, and many players even nowadays still want to come back to this map set every once in a while just to get a sense of how things were like. It's very standard AR9 ODH before any mods are slapped onto it, but with Hard Rock, which is its mod selection, it's going to be AR and OD10 at the standard highest of each mod respectively.
Yeah, you can't get any higher than approach to 10 and OD10 when it comes to only adjusting hard rock.
Yes.
And this one being, yes, you can see the stats down below, 159 BPM. So definitely on the lower side. But compensating for the lower speed, we do have a spicy map coming for you guys.
Indeed.
This
Lots
this
of very
one's
interesting patterns.
yeah, this one's mostly about some rhythm parts. The beginning, for example, is a really tough rhythm part where if you assess this one, you're just really good in a tournament setting, but we don't see any assess.
Yeah, in fact, Sishu actually breaks there, if I were not mistaken.
Yeah, so I expected some 90% accuracies, but not outright drops to 85.
But it could be that he hasn't prepared yet, like, you just caught him off guard.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first map after all, so
Well,
it's hard rock pick.
He's gonna at least catch up a little bit right now, because this is the essence of the map. You see these space nodes on 160 BPM. That's in essence the entire map. It continues like that for most of it.
Yeah, I kind of like it's the defining pattern flair, and with the final node before the break, the Cryptic and Vento both lost their combo. But that's going to be utilizing the point game from that drop, as we do have still 2 combos on Norway side and 3 for Japan.
Yeah, the accuracy at least recovered from Shu. Norway just needs a few more combos. Japan is looking pretty decent.
Yeah, this map though is only 2 minutes, so we're already past the halfway point, and now any break could be costly for Norway. They have to eye for a Japanese break, not breaking on their own. But as I was saying that, both Sishu and Zcryptic finding another break on themselves. Oh, Adele is also broke, so that means Spanky and Revalian against Aphrodafro and Kev Z, so it's kind of tight now.
There's another rhythm part coming up.
Oh, but the break!
Oh my god, that's another break right before the rim part. The rim part is mostly should be free combo, I'd say, but not free accuracy.
Yeah, 200,000 points, now shrinking down to about 150.
It is definitely shrinking because there's 2 FCs against just 1 on the other side. But Aphrodafro also missed. That's 1 FC against 1 FC. And that's gonna be it, I believe. The lead not getting closer than that.
Yeah, Benki lost his full combo at the very end, but that's not going to be matter because we're going to have the Japan taking the first point with about 103,000 points in lead.
Yeah, the only SC coming in from its KFC, there's a last minute slider break from Benki. Still good enough of a score. And a rather late, but still a pretty good score, a rather late slider break by Aphrodafro.
Yeah.
In general, it did work out for Japan, but it was really close.
Indeed, I think it's closer than it should have, because I believe Dulles and Revalian were eyeing for a higher combo, if not a full combo. I think they just were gotten a little bit nervous by the end. But definitely KFC, strong show from him, and Aphrodafro also just had one unfortunate slider break.
I think this is definitely doable by Norway. In terms of what Norway's gonna react with what pick, I think Norway might perhaps even go for the free mods because those are more reading based and they can go opt for the safer choice of going mostly no more than hidden, while Japan might opt to go for some more harder than those. But
yeah, Norway has a lot of really strong reading players like you mentioned, so I believe they will try to capitalize on that advantage.
Yeah, but Japan is not really a team where you know a lot about it if you haven't looked at community tournaments. So the only, or most of the information people can go from is last week's performance by Japan, where they actually performed, I think, the second best in terms of how many percentage people FC'd compared to non-FCs, and they were pretty much up there with the USA. That was one of the best performances in last round. But Japan is gonna have to step up because I think that percentage of FCing is not going to stay at that high of a percentage because maps are getting harder. Players are not getting as better as fast as the maps get harder. Let's put it that way.
We do see in chat some Japanese fans coming in to voice their support. So yeah, it's kind of interesting when respective countries coming up for their match and their fans will pop up with their own language in the chat, and you feel the multiculturalism we have in the community right there. So definitely, lots of Japanese voices there. Do get some Norwegian fans in the chat as well, please. I'd like to see some Norwegian voices as well for this match.
Yeah, personally, I feel like Japan is definitely favored here just because of the players they have and the sheer amount of what kind of performance they just put up and last week. They're gonna opt for Welcome to the Jungle. a map by PC. He's not playing here, I think. I don't, but he's a really cool mapper.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's also a good player, good mapper and player.
Yeah, definitely. This one is one of the spicier maps in the pool. It's Chameleon Introduction, Entrance of the Jungle. This one is a pretty straightforward technical pick. So if you know technical maps, this in essence incorporates that. Technical maps having mostly a lot of kind of speed changes or featuring a lot of sliders, which do have varying speeds. This one focuses more on the circle size of it, where you have a lot of jump streams in there.
Can we get some AO in chat, please? Alright, so here we go.
Yeah, this map I think is like split into two parts. Well, you have the pretty easy intro, and then you start with these stream jumps, which should be straightforward. That's one really tough part where you have to build up combo. Then there's another short little free part, and then there's I think the hardest part of the map where things get up a little notch even further.
Yeah, the intensity kind of builds up like starting now. We do have the jump sliders clicking in. And we go to the slider section. Lots of spacing coming in. Nobody breaking just yet. But I believe we're not going to see that continue on for much longer, as we do see right now GN and Shirasaka both breaking at the same time.
Yeah, there's a little space after all of these like rather spaced 4 nodes in a row to the slider. That is a really tough pattern, and sometimes you just miss snap on them.
Yeah, some players do find themselves a little bit tripped up on those patterns, and we do see that. Ooh,
so many people missing on this part.
Yeah, unexpected actually. That was supposed to be the easier commerce section.
Yeah, no, because this is the part where you miss.
Yeah, this is the part.
Sliders.
And we said Norway capitalizing on that break. We're having two combos still. They're gonna just take over the field. Bento still holding on for Japan, but himself is not doing enough. He needs his teammates right now. Yokespie absolutely holding on like a boss.
Oh, Shu also missing now. That's only a 1FC against 1FC, but GN is out here with his 400 combo, and I think that's enough to combo against the lead.
Definitely, and now Japan is gonna need to come back next.
The hard part is over. Notice, the hard part is over, but there's a rhythm part up, so I think most people will maybe get hundreds, but that's about it.
Yeah. The rhythm part isn't anything too hard for the players. It's basically just a matter of, have you played this map at least once before to know this is coming up? Otherwise, you won't be thrown off by it. We do see, however, that at this point, Norway's pick goes to this Norwegian team as well. Wow, actually a very convincing victory if you want to just look at that. Bento does break near the end, but I believe Yokespie held his full combo 500s only. Very impressive. Oh, that went by very fast, but also it was very tightly action-packed section of the map.
That is pretty much how it's expected. A little bit. Actually, never mind. Let me retract that. It was a bit unexpected to see, I think, 3 or 4 people missing in that middle part. Where I expected people to just chill for a moment and then get ready for the hard part, but maybe people just didn't pay too much attention. Like maybe I can see 1 or 2 people missing if they're so nervous and just not concentrated. But man. In essence, the pick played out as I think it would have. Norway, I think, has the more reading/technical players, while Japan is probably gonna be more mod focused and just raw mechanically focused. And this one represents, I think, in essence, what Japan wants to go for. It's the Higurashi map, Higurashi no Naku Koroni, 4 minutes, hard rock, small circles.
The full version of the opening song.
Yeah, it's a full version.
Yeah, a very eerie and also creepy song, but it does have its moments when you play it. Kind of just like want to appreciate the patterns that the mapper Okonin threw into it. Okonin is a very talented mapper, very creative, and he maps the songs from the anime he likes, and so we do have him just really throwing his passion into every map he creates. Especially a certain map from a certain hentai. What? No, sorry, what? All right, so here we go into the to the Hard Rocks map.
So going back to the match, we do have the map starting. Oh man, okay. This one is 4 minutes of pretty generic patterns, so it's not too spicy when it comes to reading and aiming this one. It's pretty much just difficult. It's difficult and long, all right? And it's all about the consistency here.
Indeed. Like the way the objects are placed themselves aren't that difficult out of this world, but you have to look at the map holistically, like as a map entirely, where you have to hit all of them in succession and to really make the Hard Rock mod shine here. That's not going to be an easy task, because this is a map that demands you to break with one slight misconcentration.
Yeah, if you take any like short snippet and cut it off a pattern for like 10 seconds, you can show it to a lot of non-OWC players, and they say, yeah, I can play this, I can see that part easily. And you can do that for every single part of this map. But when you put them all together and you say, can you still see this in a one try in a tournament setting? The answers are gonna tend towards no.
Yeah, we do see two players already on the Norwegian side breaking since the beginning. They have been recovering though, but that early break will cost them the early lead, and now Japan can sit back and enjoy the lead as they do ride on that little bit of combo advantage.
Yeah.
I believe the accuracy also wins on Japanese side as well. Slightly. No, A Blue is a little bit weaker, I think. But overall, I think the two teams are fairly even on the accuracy front.
Yeah, this map is, I think, really balanced in terms of when the difficult parts are. There's no place where you cannot miss. Like, people will definitely... it will maybe look like random misses all over again for our viewers, but in essence, everything is pretty much as hard as almost the hardest part. There's just miss potential everywhere.
Yeah, we see Vento and Angel Arrow actually both breaking before that section, and however, right as when Norway is about to overtake, they have two breaks happening on their side as well.
Oh, that's a miss by A Blue. So in essence, that's one SC and then almost a C.
Oh, he just broke actually.
One.
So yeah, Rebellion versus Kev Z, and now it's basically down to which one of these two breaks next. But as like we have predicted in the beginning, we are seeing more breaks than what we are like expected to see coming into this map. It's an easy map by patterns, but put together, like we said, yeah, it's not easy at all.
It's very aim focused, a few bursts here and there. I think this is right up Shu's alley, for example. Shu being the old, really good hard rock aim players. So that's a really important member to have on your team for Norway right now.
Yeah, and they are going to take the mid-section lead now, fairly convincingly actually, with both KFZ and now Sishu almost...
Well, convincingly, but it's 70,000 points in difference. If Shu or KFZ misses,
you're right.
Back for Japan.
Yeah, but Japan has to eye for that miss though. They have to get one more miss from one of these players. Otherwise, it's not going to be happening for that Japanese comeback.
Yeah, Vento and Hunder both missed right there. Still, the lead is increasing for Norway, mostly because of the two high combos you have.
1/4 of the map remaining, and there's the break from KFZ, but still Sishu already up there and ready to protect the lead. He is going to be able to fend off the Rebellion for just a little bit longer, but he breaks as well!
Oh, that is terrible. I think they should be Japan's. If Japan holds here, they're in the driver's seat. If they hold for at least 20 seconds, this is looking really bad.
Yeah, Rebellion is now recovering the lead for Japan, and there it is. Japan overtakes back, but
and he's still holding a 99.8% accuracy.
What a monster!
Accuracy.
Yeah, like this map threw so many players out of their comfort zone all of a sudden, but Rebellion is just like, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna be doing just fine. This is a map you want me to FC? Well, you got the FC right here.
Yeah, accuracy shouldn't be too much of the hardest part of this map. Like, getting a high accuracy is pretty good, and it shouldn't be too hard, but getting a high accuracy and a high combo, man, that is really good performance.
Yeah, he got both of those things required for Hard Rock nailed right down. 2 100s only goes to Rebellion. He's the MVP for this map, and now Japan leads once again 2-1.
Man, that is a really close match.
Indeed, Japan almost broke their pick, or the Norway broke Japan's pick, but so close and yet so far. Now Norway has to once again muster back a point before they can try to take the lead back from Japan.
Yeah, but I think this is such a close game. I don't think it will come down to the players. I think it will come down to the support in chat. And in the support on your profile pages, because you can buy a banner to have a cute little banner at the top of your profile page on your user page, and you will see a supporting banner for your respective team. And if you're right about the winner and you're supporting the winner, you even get to keep it for a longer period of time after OWC. But during OWC, you have a wonderful, wonderful supporting badge.
Yeah, and we will have to reiterate that this is, of course, the all proceeds will go to the prize pool. So by supporting, by buying the banners and supporting the OWC, you are also supporting your favorite players, and they will appreciate that, of course. I mean, who can say no to money, right?
Right, and yeah, right, that's also important to say. Proceeds are going to go towards the map pool. You can also subscribe on the Twitch channel if you want to.
Yeah, we have three tiers of subscribers. The first tier gives you 7 free emotes, and you can also, if you really love our game, love our community, you can also unlock the other 2 emotes to the Exodia, the Forbidden One. Peppy, our beloved boss. So.
All right, yeah, you can build Peppy in Twitch chat. I mean, I don't see any bigger incentive than that.
That's crazy. I'd love to do that. Do you want to do that with me, Force?
Yeah, let me just shell out $15. 1 second.
Well, for now, let's focus on commentating because we already have the next map picked in the lobby, and that's gonna be this is a spicy one. Nadeshko Color Heart.
Okay, this is the alternate pick of the map pool in no mod. So in essence, this is something we haven't really seen too much of in this match. We've seen more akin of like parts of it. This map has you can kind of look at the map and see it as a space stream map, but on a low BPM, like a really low speed. But in essence, you'd call this one an alternate map, pretty much. This one, I think it's a decent pick by Norway, judging by it's one of the spicier picks in the pool. But I think this one is still up in the air because I think Japan could definitely battle Norway on this one. But I think it's a pretty decent pick.
Japan actually bringing in one of their star players, Gasan WWW. He is known to be not a tablet player or mouse keyboard. He is mouse only.
Ooh.
So playing mouse only on this map. What do you think, Force? Do you think he's got what it takes to FC this?
I mean, everything is possible if you practice enough with mouse only. I think it's good enough.
Oh, actually 2 Ws. I overstated 1 W.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Well, I think it's slightly favored towards Norway, mostly because Jin is really good at stuff like this. Yolkspy is also pretty good.
Yeah, we talk about alternating and the technical picks. Like I think Norway definitely has the edge of their own, but Japan will have to prove themselves here.
Yeah, 145 BPM, pretty slowish map. You have the patterns at the beginning, which in essence are just kind of like spaced streams on low BPM. The real meat starts when the Hiai time in the middle pops up. The chorus, and in the chorus you have some spicy back and forth patterns and just longer patterns in general where people will miss. If you combo through the chorus,
and we see that. Yeah, and we see that Gasan actually on the screen. You notice on the right side we have the players' key input being displayed in 4 squares. The yellow squares on top are the Z and X keys, which most players use on their keyboard. But for Gasan here, he's having the 2 purple squares lighting up, which means he's pressing the left and right mouse buttons. Oh, and he is actually doing a very good job double passing still.
Yeah, but his teammates have 2 drops already for now, and this should be the part where we get the combo. Because the hard one is coming up. I mean, in essence, the patterns until now weren't too hard, but it gets harder. And this is the part you really want to look forward to. Now the chorus starts. It starts pretty tame. Spacing increases maybe just a little bit. But then the back and forth patterns coming up right about now. And then into the long alternate pattern. When you miss
and the back and forth kills almost all of Japan. Yeah, almost all of Japan. Only Shirasaka Komume and KFZ are survived that section.
Norway has the advantage because they
do
for it.
Yeah, Yolkspy actually holding through that. He's going to be able to help Norway carry on the lead for just a tad longer, but Japan will have to muster some sort of comeback combo right now. or they'll be left in the dust by Norway before you even know it. This is their pick after all. Norway probably knows what to expect here.
Oh my god, I just...
First.
So that's a hot clincher. Just seeing Shirazaka Komi miss on the corner of your screen, you're like, oh my, this is Norway's map, and so
KFC missing exact same note actually. Dallas, however, will be able to fend off Yokspai and help Japan grow back their lead. Slowly but surely, they are clawing back the lead. Now it's back into the butt clenching moment. And here we go. Into the second chorus.
And it's not getting any easier. I mean,
no, it's not.
St. Pan is coming up, and now we do have the back and forth into the long alternate Pan. I think this is the harder part of the chorus.
Oh, you can say that again. We have players breaking left and right, but Dallas and Yokspai will be holding on still. They are the hard carries for this map for sure.
This is all about Dallas and Yokspai. If one of them misses, the other one pretty much might take the lead because it's 40,000 points in difference, and the part comes up. Dallas is holding, Yokspai is holding. They're both holding strong, but the other ones are missing all around it. But Gasson is also holding. It's a
20,000 points. 20,000 points only right now, and Japan is slowly inching in. This section does not go too much longer. About 10% of the map remains. Let's see who will be able to take this one. This will just come down to the wire right at the end.
Oh, but one of the last alternate patterns is like a stream coming from right to left and then immediately reversing below the notes it just came from. That's, I think, a huge part to play through also. Oh, there it is! No, Dallas held his combo with the 100 combo advantage over Yokspai and Gasson supporting him.
Wow.
Missing a bit too much at the end, and she ended with the 200, 250s and 1 miss score, man. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, the first breakpoint going over to Japan, and by a hair's inch of a margin. This is only less than 40k points of difference. So very close and so well played on both sides to get the score. Yeah. Whew. I mean, like the first quarter section, we saw the intense matchup between Shirazaka Koumi and its KFC, and they just both break at the same time. We're like, what's going on? And suddenly, Dallas and Yokspai be like, don't worry guys, we got this. They take over the driving seat, and it's 1v1 all over again. Oh, and and it just really came down to the very last moment that what was this decided. Holy moly, was that close.
Yeah, next pick is going to be another Hard Rock. You know, seems a bit predictable for now when it comes to Japan and their picks. They just picked the entire Hard Rock pool out. This one being Hollywood Galaxy, the circle size 6.5 map. So this one has the smallest circle size in terms of how small they are on the screen, but also the highest circle size in terms of the number itself. Just for clarification purposes, because it's always a pain.
We will have to clarify ourselves in our commentary if we do come across those terms ever again.
Yeah, and we will. We will.
Yeah, we're just about like halfway through the OWC still, so we got like 3 more map pools. Or was it 3 more? Or, yeah, I think 3 more map pools to come. So for sure we'll be seeing more ridiculous maps.
Yeah, it's being 3-1 for Norway for now. I think it's kind of more expected for Japan to win this, given of how close Norway and Denmark played and their performances. But this is extremely close. Extremely close. I mean, 2 times Japan won by, well, won quite closely.
Yeah, Hard Rock pick going into this one. This one is Japan's pick. It's going to be Hollywood Galaxy.
Yeah, this one, as I said, really small circle size on your screen. And
we'll have to remind the viewers, sorry, that what you see on the screen in relation to the respective clients are a little bit larger than what the players are experiencing on their screen. It's being magnified slightly, I believe, to help you view it better. But on the screen, actually, for the players, these are
a little bit smaller.
A little bit smaller, yeah. But like
it's mostly so the bit rate, the pixels on your screen just don't completely pixelate all the circles. Might be a bit unpleasant viewing experience, but in essence, this is just the way it is. The beginning is some jumps with some doubles, so this is mostly focused on rhythm. We do see a few misses here, but there's gonna be a few streams coming up. People still holding decently well. There are some harder parts later in the map.
Indeed, and you can tell the style is very different and distinct from the other maps we just saw. This one is dated back to 2012. Map ranked in 2013, but this one definitely is a reminiscent of the 2012 era of mapping. And we see that players will have to adjust themselves. They just came from a fairly recent map, and now we're into this.
Oh.
Streams, oof, lots of players breaking actually.
That was pretty much the hardest part, I think, of the map.
Yeah.
And Japan is still looking...
Yeah, Dallas and Sishu was fully on still, so we got still a pretty close match going on here. Still comes down to who misses next. Oh, and it's going to be 8 arrow. That's going to mean that Norway will be able to clench this one back. No, Cebu, they're breaking. Oh, but those small circle-sized jumps are so punishing if you miss even just slightly.
But there's a 400,000 points difference. And Dallas is...
Yeah, you're right.
It's true, and it's Kefsi's trying to bring the lead back to his team, but Cebu, for example, just has way too low of a score for this one to matter.
Is there going to be a fail potential at the end? I don't think so.
Not really, no. Only if you almost failed or already failed. That's, yeah, then you're gonna die, because...
Right. And we do see that both Sishu and Dallas holding onto the combo to the very end. Very impressive, well played. But I mean, so how close can these matches get? Like even though the score may say otherwise, like we're talking about like each team having the identical combos almost. It's just that we come down to like one more player breaking than they should to really make a score difference, swing the other way or swing to their favor. So yeah, like this is actually still very close. And Norway, despite down 3 points, I do believe they still have a chance to come back. And Japan, however, only 2 points away from taking this match. They are eyeing for the winner's ticket towards the next round.
I think Norway definitely is gonna have to play an uphill battle because of how close everything is. And how close Japan is at winning right now. They can't afford to take too many chances, but that's in essence what this match has been so far. For a lot of picks for both teams, chances. Either way, it can be a point for either team. Norway is gonna have to pretty much win a lottery a few times in a row for this to matter. The chances are not looking too well if you make some calculations about probability. I mean, I don't know. Norway either has to completely step up and reverse the situation, or Japan is, I think, gonna run away with it.
Yeah, for those the guys in chat probably kind of confused about the memes going on right now. In the chat, Dallas, the player and the mapper on the Japanese team, his nickname is Kirito, so that's why we are throwing around the memes. Just throwing that one out there.
Oh, nice. Well, it's definitely an advantage if you have Kirito on your team.
Yeah, I think he is one of the most overpowered protagonists, and well, the match just now actually very clearly shows that he's got what it takes to carry his team.
I have to agree. Dallas has been playing pretty well.
Yeah, you kind of wonder like if he's been using any sort of like protagonist plot armor thinking.
Yeah. All right, now we get the Renard taking you for a ride. That's what I think I kind of expected in the beginning, because otherwise Origami is too much up in the air, other jump maps are too much in the air. They went for the one hidden pick. I think good pick. They won on it. But to really take advantage of Norway's skill set, I think they need something which is reading based. But that's not to undermine Japan's reading ability. But in essence, Norway, that's their strength, and if their strength cannot over-trump this situation, I don't think Norway really has too much of a chance here.
Yeah, fun fact, well, the mapper of this map, Mercurius, he's actually the captain on the Team Japan 2014, so he was Japan's last OWC champion. And Norway will have to go through Mercurius to really get to Japan this time with this pick. Yeah. Let's see if Norway can make this pick count. I mean, this is really much, if they mispick this one, it could be their last pick.
Yeah. This one is 220 BPM, so rather fast map, approach at 9 flat. It's an old map. People would probably see more hard rocks on this one than hiddens. Yeah. But given that this is Norway, there's gonna be 2 hiddens, obviously.
And also, extra player modded there. Why not? 100 there, going as a third modded player as hard rock. But me on Japanese side, we have Bento and Shazaka Koumei modding. Bento double mods actually, hidden hard rock.
In general, I'd expect more no-mods and hard rocks, a few hiddens here and there from people who are really good at just reading hidden, I'd say. Jin is one of them, Yokespa is another one of them, yeah. Well, this map, being the 220 BPM fast map, you see the burst, so you definitely need that a little bit of speed prowess to play this map properly. But this map currently, this is in its infancy. This is the easy part.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the start of this juicy part yet. That's where all the breaks are going to be happening.
Oh man, there's so many juicy parts in there.
Yeah. Break section, we have pretty much identical score on both sides.
Yeah, you see some of these panels being pretty low space, and then suddenly the same pattern gets repeated with an even higher spacing.
Actually, I just noticed Benki there really suffering on the accuracy front. I'm not sure what's going on, but he's really dragging his team behind now. I believe Japan could have taken a much bigger lead if not for Benki's accuracy, but he's going to have to recover.
Well, yeah, this was... wait, was it a miss by Jian?
I think so. I think it's a miss.
It was.
Yeah, maybe he misclicked on the smoke rather than his key. And also players like have the hotkey for smoke binding very closely, so he could have accidentally misclicked on the smoke instead.
Oh, another miss by Jian.
Yeah, he is struggling, which is kind of uncharacteristically here.
Yeah, well, people will be struggling about now. That's the issue now. Things are gonna get tougher.
Mr. Kirito on the Japanese side, Dallas also broke, but that's not gonna be mattering too much as we do have 3 more full combos on his team. Meanwhile, for Norway, only Sishu is carrying the full combo.
Yeah.
Hunter will have a high combo, but he is a little bit behind. Those two will help Norway hold on for just a tad longer though. But they will have to really muster something up.
But I think Norway can take this if they all hold strong towards the next pattern.
Yeah, the next pattern, that's where all the...
Oh no, you can't hold strong if you don't have a combo.
No!
Thunder is missing right before it. And now it starts off. We see the big black pattern and then we see the huge O circle, just a circle pattern 2 times in a row.
I love that.
The map trying to represent a circle.
Somewhere in Brazil, a mapper plus player is just about...
And this is the circle pattern. Bento missing, Benki missing, Shirazaka Komi holding strong, Chu is missing. And Shirazaka just holds through it. He just holds.
Yeah, he's modded as well, he's hidden, and he's still holding on just fine. Like, he's doing better than Noma.
Oh, and he misses afterwards. I mean, Yoko also held through that, but he didn't have that huge of a combo. It's not gonna matter, there's a 400,000 points in difference.
Yeah, and that's gonna be Japan's point very convincingly. 400,000 points going in favor of Japan. Wow.
To be fair, in this situation, I think it's looking really grim for Norway.
Yeah, we can't really sugarcoat it. They're down 4 points and they have to climb 4 match points now just to get a tiebreaker. But it's not impossible. I mean, we have definitely seen that happen. Like, OWC is a magical place, a magical time of the year when miracles do happen for the Brave. And the Brave will, of course, first have to prove themselves worthy for that miracle.
But I don't think it's necessarily being that many points down that it's looking grave. I'm more thinking of the advantages Team Norway has.
Yeah.
And it's just not working out. Like, what should Norway pick here to win it? Maybe Pandemonium for 1 pick? But the other ones, I think, maybe more a favor towards Japan or as a 50-50. Like, they don't have any advantages left to take advantage of. And that's the huge issue here for Norway.
Yeah, and Japan now picking double time. I don't think this is a Norwegian strength. And is it?
Double time?
Compared to Japan, I mean, I feel like Japan is a stronger team. I mean, they are the one picking this after all. But then again, like, Norway does have some pretty good players, well-rounded to play this level of double time.
I mean, Jian is pretty good with speed.
Jian and Afro are both players I can recall right now.
Yeah, 100%. It's Kefsi also has enough speed for this one, I'd say.
Yeah, they're staying in for this. That's the obvious sign. So A Blue coming in with Shirazaka Komi staying, I believe.
Yeah, this is one of the maps where I think it's a 50-50 kind of. Japan definitely is. I mean, they picked it. They know how good they are on it, and they know whether or not they might get a pick on this one.
I mean, if they win this 1 more point, Japan wins 1 more point, and that's going to be semifinals for Japan on winner's side. That's the best they've come since 2014, and they're already shaping history right now as we speak. So I believe Japan will want to nail this one right back home with this pick and make it this match's final pick.
To be fair, Japan, I guess, I mean, every team is lucky except for the team USA is facing. I think it's Taiwan this round. Like, you at least get a good bracket placement that you don't face USA after the first stage. Would be a bit unlucky. But I mean, this is the best chance they get to reaching semis, and they're taking it. But yeah, this one is selfish. It's 255 ppm. It's the fastest map, I believe, and it focuses mostly on the feed burst, mostly on the rhythm and some doubles in here. If you're not a good double time player, you're gonna struggle on this one.
Yeah, it really tests the fundamental skills you build up as double time. But which is to say, if you just spam double time far maps, you aren't going to be, enjoying this as much as others. Like the true double time players will be able to play this one because they have really the fundamental skills nailed down.
That's a double miss coming in from
I saw that.
Japan. Aphrodite did miss early on, but that's 2 misses. Aphrodite missing again.
Yeah, chance for Norway to build, but KFC, why do people keep on breaking at the easier sections? That's not gonna be good for Norway, but Japan won't be able to, won't be able to take over the lead now, but now it's Norway's turn to shine. Let's see if they can make the next section count. They won't need a combo though, they will need a break from Japan and the combo of their own. GN still holding on, but himself is not gonna be enough. Thunder right behind him.
Yeah, Honda with the really early miss, so they're slightly behind. A-Blue missing again. A-Blue has definitely a huge trouble getting an accuracy up and the combo.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Aphrodite is mirroring him.
Yeah, and also 100, they both broke there. Now Japan is leading by 100,000, and it's just GN there holding on against the Japanese tsunami. And Japan looking like they're just about to take this next point and the match along with it.
Oh yeah, I think Hunter is done. Missing a few times more in a row. Hunter being one of the, I think, yeah, one of the faster players on Norway. Not performing exceptionally well, and GN also missing. Yeah, this is definitely a GG as GN just rode in the smoke. Ryosaka Komi holding a pretty good combo. Valiant and Dallas both still holding the SC. This is the match point, and thus the win for Japan.
Yeah, it's very, very well played from Japanese players. They are going to clench this, well, not really clench, sorry, they're just going to dominate this match. But still, Norwegian players definitely had their run, and too bad that consistency is not in their favor today. Japan winning 6-1, and they will advance to the winners semifinals.
I think the execution from Japan's side just was there. Was there a lot more than the Norwegian side, at least, I'd say.
Yeah.
There were some key maps where you unluckily lost some points, which were so close. But it's just the way it is. You can't really perform 100% every single time you play this game. And sometimes you perform worse than in practice, sometimes even better, but that's
true.
How it goes.
Yeah, but so what do you think about the performance we've seen from these two teams overall today, Forrest? Do you think Japan was over expectation, or do you think that for Norway was under expectation?
Depending on who you are, usually when you just look at the players and you've